Welcome, fellow Ugandans and curious onlookers. Today, we're diving into the wild world of Uganda's annual financial budget, as seen through the eyes of our beloved Boda Boda riders. Buckle up, because this ride is about to get bumpy. Picture this: a dusty Kampala street corner, where our intrepid Boda Boda driver, Mukasa, is waiting for his next fare. Little does he know, he's about to become our unwitting financial expert for the day. A boss you want ride, Mukasa calls out, his trademark smile beaming. But instead of asking for a lift, we hit him with the million-shilling question. What do you know about Uganda? This annual budget. Mukasa's face scrunches up like he's just tasted a particularly sour jackfruit. Budget? That thing the big men in suits talk about every year? Enzi Simanye? He laughs, shaking his head. But don't be fooled by Mukasa's initial hesitation. Our Boda Boda brethren are the eyes and ears of Kampala, and they've got more insider knowledge than you might think. You know, Mukasa leans in conspiratorially. I heard from my cousin, friend, uncle, who works as a cleaner, Parliament, that the budget this year is bigger than President Museveni's hat collection. Now, we can't verify the size of the president's hat collection, but Mukasa's not far off. Uganda's budget for the fiscal year 2025-2026 is a whopping 72 trillion shillings. That's enough to buy every Boda Boda rider in Kampala a lifetime supply of fuel and still have change for a few presidential ports. Speaking of our esteemed leader, Mukasa has some thoughts on that too. He's been in power longer than I've been riding this Boda Boda. Maybe next year's budget will include funds for a presidential rocking chair. But let's not forget the man behind the money, Finance Minister Matia. When we mention his name, Mukasa's eyes light up like he's just spotted a potential customer in a sea of rush hour traffic. That man talks about the economy like I talk about Kampala's shortcuts. Lots of big words, but somehow we always end up in a jam. Mukasa chuckles, his laughter echoing off the nearby buildings. Our Boda Boda financial guru might be onto something. Despite the impressive-sounding figures in the budget, many Ugandans, like Mukasa, are still feeling the pinch in their daily lives. You know what I'd put in the budget if I was the big boss? Mukasa asks, warming to his role as amateur economist. First, cheaper fuel for us, Boda Boda guys. Second, better roads, so we don't have to dodge potholes like they're landmines. And third, free Nile special for everyone on Fridays. While Mukasa's budget priorities might not align exactly with those of the government, he's not alone in his concerns. Many Ugandans are wondering how the massive budget will translate into improvements in their daily lives. But seriously, Mukasa says, his tone suddenly more somber. All these trillions of shillings, and still my kid's school needs more books. Something is not adding up. Indeed, Mukasa. The math seems as fuzzy as a poorly maintained Boda Boda engine. But fear not, for our intrepid rider has a solution. Maybe we should put the Boda Boda guys in charge of the budget. We know how to stretch a shilling further than a rubber band. As we wrap up our impromptu financial seminar on the streets of Mukasa offers one last piece of wisdom. In Uganda, we have a saying: the fattest cow doesn't always give the most milk. Maybe it's time our budget started working for the little guys like us, not just the big cows at the top. And with that, Mukasa revs his engine, ready to zoom off into the chaotic Kampala traffic. But before he goes, he leaves us with a parting shot. Next time you see the finance minister or the president, tell them Mukasa from the corner of Nasa Road has some ideas for the next budget. First item: mandatory Boda Boda rides for all government officials. Then they'll see where the money really needs to go. As Mukasa disappears into the sea of honking horns and weaving motorcycles, after all, If you want to know where a country's money should go, just ask the people who keep it moving.